Hello everyone and welcome to another weekly journal with me. I am Catalina and I'm the person behind by Catalina Designs, and I'm here for chatting with you again about what I managed to do this week, and answering your questions or trying to help you out with something that you have. First thing first, I want, because Julia thanked me for giving all the information about the gauge stuff last time, and I remember that I forgot to answer about a thing. She was asking also if the gauge will fix after blocking, which is an important thing. Some fibers, yes. Some fibers will expand after blocking, or you can fix them, meaning that you can stretch them and in somehow after drying, especially with wet blocking, and after drying you will get those few stitches more that you need. But to find out, because you don't know how a fiber will react about washing or about blocking, and that's why it's better to make your swatch and then to try and wet block it and see how it goes. If you get to the final measurements of the swatch in the pattern of the same gauge, so it might happen, it can be possible, so you just need to try it because not all the fibers react the same. And if I would say about, okay, you can do it with merino, you can do it with wool, but it depends because all the yarn brands are how do you call it, are doing the yarn differently and maybe adding some fibers to it to just make it last longer or be stronger, or so you need to try it. So yeah, this is what I wanted to say to Julia. So I think I just got into it with this weekly journal. Okay, so another question, and we will start with that, and then I will show you what I was working on this week. Another question that I have from Laura. She's telling me, she wrote me in Romanian, but I hope that it will be helpful for her in English as well. She was asking about the joining line of the raglan sweater, because she doesn't like that it's visible and she wants some tips about it. This is the only thing that makes her not that into raglan sweater, because that joining line is annoying. Well, I know about it. I know it was bothering me as well in the past. I tried during the years to find a method that will hide that joining line, but some stitches, some ways of starting the rounds and so on. But somehow this is so tiring, because I think it's more than that stitch at the beginning. It's depending of about your tension, about the stitches, how much space do you have between stitches, and somehow because I saw also a lot of videos and being really really invisible, but most of those videos were for bags or rugs, which is thicker yarn, smaller hooks, so the fabric is so stiff and the stitches are so close together that I think it's easier to hide that joining line. So anyways, I will show you a few methods. Well, not a few methods, I think only one, which I use for the round yoke sweater challenge, which we had here on weekly journals, and it ended up being as visible as the other ones. And I remember that I was telling on videos why this is not the invisible, because it should be. So at some point after working rows and rows and rows, I think it will be visible. And especially when working in the round, only on the right side of the work, you know that that joining line is going to the right. So this is because the stitches with double crochet or something, you're working into those loops at the top of the stitches in that V, which is not perfectly aligned on top of the stitch. It's a bit on the right. So that's why working the stitches over and over and over, you'll get with that line on the right. Also, Laura was saying something because there is a method to, another method to avoid that line, to work in spiral, so not joining. And she said if this will twist the sweater. With working in spiral, also your first stitch will go to the right. So basically, if you're putting your stitch marker, or if you will put a stitch marker at every row, you will see that you're going to the right. So I never tried to work a sweater or an entire sweater into this method, to just not joining the rounds and going in spiral, but I think it will be the same effect. And the sweater, the blouse is also twisting a bit because of what I was saying previous. So my entire advice about all of this is just try not to overthink, because this joining line is more visible for you than for anybody else because you know that it's there, and I'm sure that other people who will see the sweater or who will admire your sweater won't be that bothered about that line. But anyways, I will show you right away because I made a small sample, a small raglan, and I filmed this method. And yeah, this is how it's the chain 3, then the most common, the chain 2, and which is not counting as a double crochet, and then going with the double crochet. And then another one that I showed you, because the second one I couldn't remember it well. I'm so sorry, Laura. I just don't think that this is so so important, having my favorite methods as a backup, because maybe if I won't have that or didn't try that, I will be as bothered as you that I don't have a solution for it. So yeah, let's check it out and see how this method goes, and then talk about my favorite of all, how to avoid this or not having this joining line that visible. Okay, so I hope Laura will find some great tips in this video, and all of you. Now I have here a small sample of raglan sweater, and as the most of the sweater starts in the middle of the back, and the first 3 rounds that I made are with the most common joining, so I chain 3 and then I slip stitch into the 3rd chain to join the rounds, and then I made another second common method with chaining 2, which does not count as a first double crochet, and then 1 double crochet. Both methods are really visible. I learned during time not to be so harsh about my project. They are handmade, they're lovely, so I'm trying not to overthink about this joining line. But anyways, I know that it's bothering us because you want your sweater to be perfect. So now I have found a few other methods which I personally, some of them are great, some of them maybe I'm not good at it, or I don't really understand exactly how the stitch are been made. But anyways, I will show them to you. Maybe you'll find something else, and or some other tutorials, or maybe you will try it just yourself and simply will go better than mine. And at the end, I will tell you which is my favorite method and how you can avoid this joining line over here. So besides these two methods, the whole idea and some questions that I had, also this line will go to the right when working on the right side, because as you can see, this is the stitch, and basically we are working the stitch on top a bit on the right, because this is where the loops are. So because they are not worked just perfectly one on top of the other, then your joining line will go to the right, and there is nothing to do with it especially if you're working only on the right side. There is a tip, but in this way you won't have the stitches laid down the same way to turn after each row, because in this way somehow you alternate, once going to the right and once going to the left. Yeah, because this will be here. So working like this back and forth, wrong side, right side, you might get a straight line. Okay, so this was about this tremendous line, joining line. Now let's see what I found, and these methods were shown about people who are working especially rugs or bags bottom, and I have to tell you that I noticed that working with thicker yarn and smaller crochet hook, when the stitches are closer to each other, then this thing is looking better, because you don't have these spaces, your stitches are closer, and then you don't have these spaces created by the drape of the fabric. So that's why these methods, I don't find them really working for sweaters or some kind of other projects, because it's still visible. But let's see. So my first method is not mine, because I didn't invent that, but anyways, so the whole idea of this avoiding this joining line is to try to recreate the first stitch as it will be a proper double crochet. So one which I don't prefer at all, it will be to go into the stitch. So I'm not chaining, I'm not doing anything, I'm just going into the stitch, making a single crochet, then I will go with another single crochet on top. So this is not a double crochet, not a single crochet, it's a kind of stitch that you might think that it's looking as a double crochet. And then you simply go into the next stitch and start working your stitches as usual. Okay, so this is how is looking the first stitch, which is kind of similar with the double crochet. So now let's just finish the round and see how we close this. Okay, so now I got at the end of the row, and you should simply go into this top of the second single crochet that we did and join. And this is how it'll look. So I think after rows and rows and rows, this will be visible as well, and especially because this is closer to this one, but somehow is getting a bit of a space over here. So anyways, it might be better. Another thing that I saw is with this invisible slip stitch, which basically you are going from back to front and grabbing this loop, and this way you're getting this stitch, the last one, a bit closer. and it might look better. Now with this slip stitch through the back, or invisible slip stitch, I don't know, you can simply start with a double crochet over here. So without having any chain, any nothing, just make a double crochet, and then you will simply go into this one. Another method as well, going from the back, but somehow getting with this a bit longer, and I saw twisting it and then go with the double crochet, and it's creating this stitch which is more closer to a double crochet. Or going like this, letting this loop like this, grabbing a loop, going with a single crochet and another chain, and then you're going into, but this is looking almost as a chain 2, and then going like this, somehow twisting this loop, and then I don't remember how it was. Okay, so let's do it one more time. So trying to get like this, then twist it like this, and try to make it, this one is the, I don't know it. Sorry about that. So anyways, the method that you will find, you need to try them, because some of them might work, some of them might not work for you, depending on the tension. Also, you can, when making the slip stitch into the back, you can do it only into the back loop, like this, and then you can start the double crochet, trying to get through both loops, I don't know what is the point of it, but anyways. Like so. This yarn over here, if you're grabbing this loop, because this is hanging somehow, and that's why you should pull it up at the length of a double crochet, so it won't shrink the stitch basically. And if you're making the that slip stitch into the back, somehow this yarn over here will lay in the back, so you will have in the front only the double crochet. So anyways, any method you will find might still be visible with your work, especially because it's a different stitch. Doesn't matter how you make it, if it's something like similar with double crochet, it won't be a double crochet, or at least it will have some loop hanging in behind or something. So at some point, after working rows and rows and rows, and because of this line going to the right, you will see it. I don't know if everybody else will see it, but you will know that it's there. So that's why my favorite method to hide this joining line is to start the yoke from the increase. In this way you will have the back free, you won't have anything over here. And if you have a chain 3 here as a stitch over here, you won't see it that bad. And I will show you the precious sweater that I made, and I think I showed you this last time. because it's really difficult to see this joining line. So here it is. So I started always into the 2 chain space of, and I started with the first double crochet as a chain 3, because the back is perfectly fine, you don't have any joining line, so you only have it here. And I think it's the best way to do it, to always make the joining line, at least for the raglan, into the raglan line. Then, because you have the joining over here, when you split into the body, then your joining line will be on this side, so not in the middle. And for the rest, I simply went with chain 2 and a double crochet, and here it is. Because this is looking kind of straight and not going to the right, because because of the pattern, when I needed to start with a space, I just moved 1 stitch in front or in back, so making this at a few rows kind of straighten the joining. And this is how is looking with a chain 2 and a double crochet. So I think you will get better and better. If you're putting this on the back of the sweater, then it will go into the right and you will see it. It's not that visible, but you will see it. But being into the side of the sweater like this, it won't bother you that much, I think. So for me, the best way to do it, if you want to hide the joining, is to go with it into the raglan line. So it doesn't matter if you have like this, like a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, or if you have 3 double crochet or a different pattern for this, then you can do it like this and it won't grab the attention or be so visible on the middle of the back. So this will be what I will suggest. It's working even if you're going right and wrong side row, so not only when working on the right side rows. It's even easier if you're working on the wrong side as well. So yeah, this will be my suggestion to do it. Okay, so let me show you how it goes and how you are working the beginning of the round or the joining line into the raglan stitch. We will think that this is not over here. So basically, since you start the round from over here, since you start the first round, you'll proceed the same. So you can just think about it that this is the beginning of the round. So you just join with a slip stitch into the foundation chain, and now you have this increase with double crochet, chain 2, double crochet as a raglan increase. So we will start with chain 5 because we have the three stitches as a first double crochet. So chain 3 as a first double crochet, and then chain 2. You can also start with 2 and 1 double crochet, and then we will do the second double crochet from the increase, and this will be our raglan increase. And then we will continue with the stitches like they are, and of course into the other increases of the raglan we will do the double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So this with chain 5 and 1 double crochet is valid only for the first increase in the round. Okay, so now I will continue this round, and then I will show you how to finish the row. Okay, so when I made the last double crochet here, I'm simply going into the third chain. This time will be a bit too far because I didn't did it from the beginning, but it won't look like this if you're starting right away. So now when you start your next round, because basically you're on top on the double crochet and you need to go into the 2 chain space, and we will go with a slip stitch into that 2 chain space, and we will start again with chain 5 and a double crochet into the same stitch. And now this will be a bit closer to this one, so you will work here 1 stitch and then it will get closer, so it won't be this gap. This is just because we worked some basic the rows in this way and we just started from here. But when you started from the beginning with this chain 3 will be closer with the last stitch. So, and you continue working like that. If you decide to turn your work, yeah, so if you want to go on the wrong side like this, then you simply go with a slip stitch, and then 4, 5 and into the same space you're going with the double crochet. So it's working even if you want to work only on the right side, or if you want to work only on the wrong side and the right side as well. Now when you're splitting for the trunk and sleeves, so this is our raglan. Okay, so when you need to split it, then you should not work the increase. So I'm usually starting with chain 2 and double crochet as the first stitch, and then I continue with the back panel stitches as they are, because I'm considering this the back panel, because I do want this to be on the back and not on the front, but it can work in both ways. So now I'm continuing working the stitches for the back, and let's just go up to here. Okay, so I just worked the stitches for the back, and I'm going into the increase into the 2 chain space with a stitch, the same as I went over here. And now if the patterns requires for an armpit chain, I will just chain a few stitches over here, then I will skip the stitches for the sleeve and going into the next increase and continue with the front panel stitches. So I just chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we should work the front panel stitches. Let's work until the next increase, and when you are getting to the last raglan increase, you're doing a double crochet in that one, then the armpit stitches, I think there were 4, and then you simply go and join the round and start the next one. So now you have this, not taking into account this. So now you have only stitches over here, so no joining. Your joining is over here. I showed you on my precious sweater that it's not visible at all. And now the most important for the trunk, your joining line will be on the side of the sweater, which won't be as visible because it's on the side, so it's not on the back, in the middle, or so on. And now you can continue and go on with your sweater. So I hope this was something that you will like to try, because it's really the most the one that it will serve you the most, and it's looking really nice. This one, now that we worked in on top another stitch, you can see that this one either is not that bad with the single crochet and single crochet on top, or I think this was with right double crochet. Yeah, and this was it a single crochet. So this one starting right with a double crochet and make that invisible slip stitch is not bad at all. Okay, so I know that I wasn't that helpful with those methods, because I didn't spend that much time to find the perfect miracle stitch to join, to just avoid that, because I think this one, with having the joining into the raglan line, is just perfect. So in this way you have the back perfectly without any stitch, any join, and so on. And then when you're splitting for the body, even if you have a joining line, this will be on the side of the sweater because you're going like this, and it won't be in a place that it will be that visible. Same with the sleeves, because with the sleeves you will have it on the back of your hand, so it's the same, I think. So yeah, this is my favorite method to do it. You can do it even if you're working only on the right side, even if you're working on the right and then the wrong side, so you're turning after each round, so it's working anyways. So yeah, this is my favorite, and I don't want to search for anything else. When working in the round with a round yoke, it's a bit difficult because you don't have raglan lines to hide. But what I'm doing is also getting here, thinking that this is the back. So somehow when I'm splitting, if it's a round yoke, when I'm splitting, I'm starting with at the back, at the right of the back panel, and somehow this line will be like this on the back, and then going on the side of the sweater. So again, I don't think that it will be that visible worked like this. But yeah, for me, my personal advice, besides all the methods and technique that you'll find, it not to overthink on this. Think that a crochet sweater, it's really handmade. It can be machine, like knitting, because knitting can be made on a machine as well. So are those hands your hands or someone else's hands if you want to purchase from somebody that is making some crochet handmade sweater? So it's totally perfect not to be perfect. So so try to appreciate that, the thing that you're able to do something with your own hands, starting from a ball of yarn, and this is amazing. As much as you get over it, you will see that you won't be that bothered by the joining line, and as someone said, it helps me to know which is the back of the sweater. So you try to think positive about it and it will be perfectly fine. And also with that joining line, if you're working with your tension and stitches being aligned perfectly and your tension is even, then you'll see that it's a neat joining line, which is visible of course, but it's a neat one, and I don't think it's that such a big problem. But yes, you will also have this method to hide it into the raglan line, so it will be perfect. If you're hiding it into the raglan line, and let's just say that your middle stitch, because you're working with 3 stitches, let's just say into the increase, and your middle stitch, the one from which you will start all your runs, will be like, for example, a front post, since the double crochet, it will work even better. So because you won't have even that chain 3. So yeah, that was about the Laura question and what I have for the joining line. I know that I spend a lot of times trying to find this miracles methods of how to do stuff, but I think it's getting me away from the most important thing, so I don't want to make another research about that. And yeah, for me, this is what is working, and this is how I will doing it. So yeah, now let's just talk about what I did during this week. Some bad things happened, so yeah, I'm feeling a bit I don't know how to say it, but anyways, I will tell you right away in a second. Okay, so first thing first, about the joggers, the athleisure joggers or athleisure pants. I think I talked about them last week as well. You know that I wanted to use the same video tutorial as I use for the shorts, because this is a variation of the same pattern, only that we're working something in length, adding pockets and so on. And I wanted to use the same video. I didn't have the videos that I film back then. It was only on YouTube, and from YouTube I couldn't download it unless maybe there are some applications like Download YouTube or YouTube Downloader. I don't know, I didn't try it. So before that I was thinking, okay, I will do another pair because I do want to recreate some pants that I have, and I noticed, so putting over that the top part is kind of similar, and I do want to recreate them because I love that shape so much. And it ended up that I have to go with the length just straight, because I just for the athleisure joggers I just decreased on the length of the leg. So I said, okay, I will make another video, another pair of pants. I will do everything with the video tutorial, and everything will be just perfect. And maybe to explain a bit which will be different, and that's it. The only problem was that I started to work with some yarn that I had from Demeche, because I had some projects for them, and I had some left yarn, some leftover yarn, and I said, I will use this. Okay, won't be enough for the pants, but then I will order more and everything will be perfect. And when I had one skein left, I said, okay, let's place the order, because I'm about to work on the length of the pants, and let's make the order so I will have it this week to be able to finish the pants. And it ended up that these colors are just from the next season, so they are not out yet. So I cannot order the yarn to finish. So because this is the stage that I ended up just joining everything, and I started, of course, in other yarn, which I didn't want it, to make the ribbing. So now I will make another pair of shorts for summer using these 2 colors, and because they are, like I said, from the next season, and they will be out at some point in during spring or summer. And yeah, I wasn't able to finish the tutorial and everything. And when I was doing this, is a reminder to film every step. If you want to make tutorials, doesn't matter what you're doing, just try to film every step, which I didn't made with that leisure pants. I was thinking that I would just use the short pants as a tutorial. So in the end, I think this will be the first idea that I had, to use that, not even to use, because I wanted to just put those videos in the athleisure pants video, so to make another videos. But now I will just make some like a video on what was the variation that I made on the athleisure pants from the shorts, and sending you basically for the first part, the top part of this part, to the shorts video, because now I have only shorts, so it doesn't make sense to make another video just for the shorts because it's the same as the other one. So I will do a talking video maybe like this one to explain what was wrong. I did film a portion of the joining and explaining the length, so the decreases of the length, so I might use that. So I'm trying maybe today to just put everything together, see how it gets, because I don't want to get this athleisure pants pattern is taking me too long. I think I started last year, so never took me that long to have a pattern out. And as the time passed, I feel like it's a bad idea to take them out there. So I don't want this to happen, because I love those pants and because many people ask for the pattern. So I'm trying to put everything together today and to get out the pattern with this explanation video, that maybe it will be helpful to have along with the pattern. And of course the shorts video, which is the same, that you will need to use for the for this part, because then you're simply going into the length as you wish, decreasing to make it as the athleisure pants, or maybe increasing if you want to make them as a flare leg, or simply go straight if you just want them to be straight. So this was the bad thing that happened, because I didn't want it to happen like that. I just wanted to make another tutorial. I worked a lot to just start this pants again, and spend some time working on these pieces, and in the end it wasn't for nothing, because I will have a pair of shorts this summer to wear. But yeah, it wasn't the expected result, which was a bit disappointed, but yeah, this is it. Okay, another thing, because I just show you the precious sweater, the second version. I know that I told you that Expression Fiber Arts sent me this alpaca silk yarn to try it and use it with a pattern of mine, and they choose the precious sweater. So I made the sweater, and I did some updates to the old pattern, especially putting in the new format that I'm using it right now for all my patterns. Then I tried to make some charts for the armpit joining, because it was a bit confusing, because not every size is going into the same pattern when joining at the armpits, because you're working more or less rounds on the yoke. So I made separated stitch chart for that, which I hope it will be helpful. Also, I did some changes because my gauge changed a bit. I could go when with a size down a crochet hook, but I didn't want it because it's a DK weight yarn, so I didn't want it to be too stiff, and I wanted to have the drape that I wanted. So just because of that, I did a few changes, meaning that I worked less rounds than in the initial pattern. I have armpit stitches because the initial pattern was going right, just to join together. Having armpit stitches, I think I end up with a larger sleeve, but I love it. I love this balloon sleeve so much. So this is the second thing that I was doing this week, trying to update this pattern and putting in the form. Now I'm waiting because Expression Fiber Arts asked for the pattern to be available on their website for 1 month along with the yarn, so I'm waiting for them to see when this will happen, so to know when I can publish the updated pattern on my website. But yeah, it's the same, it's working. A lot of people tried it and made it already, so you don't need to sorry, I'm having everything on the floor. Why? And that's why I'm keep searching for them. Yeah, you know that last time I showed you the cloud cardigan that I started. I managed to work a few more rows on it. I know that it's looking messy that way, but in the end, as I told you, with a nice ribbing, I think it will be great. Maybe it's kind of short right now. I want to make it longer, so I will have a few more runs to go. This is like my relaxing project or taking a break project. Every time I want to take a break, I'm just working a few 1-2 more rounds on it, because it's a bigger hook and it's so satisfying to see that you have some results right away. And another thing was the skirt from the spring collection, which I don't know if spring summer collection, which I'm still hoping that it will be out there. So I managed to work a few more runs. I just finished the set here. Now I started an increase again, and I think it will be the last set from the length, because this is getting quite at the length I wanted, because I want to be like on top of higher a bit than my knees, so not that short but not that long either. So I really love this it's kind of nice, and yeah, I can't wait to finish it and see how everything it goes. I'll go with cord into the waistband, I think, or maybe but I will suggest in the pattern to just put an elastic band before folding the ribbing, which I didn't. I don't know why, but yeah, I have just a few rows with that, and then I can start working on something else, because I already started on something, but I think I will have to bring my friend next to me. Wait a minute. Okay, so she's my friend and wearing a piece of what I'm trying to make. So this is a funny story. I have a friend in Romania which she's making some beautiful leather jewelry, and I just asked her, because I asked her, okay, are you shipping abroad or something, and she said yes, of course that I'm shipping abroad, but not on my website. Just tell me what you want and I will send them to you. And somehow I was afraid about that because I knew that she won't charge me for those jewelry if I'm asking for them, and I don't want that. But in the end we made like a truck, or I don't know how it calls. She sent me a photo with a dress and she asked me if I can make it. So I liked it because it wasn't a crocheted dress. It was some fabric and then some other type of material, but I'm trying to recreate it now. For the moment this is the prototype, so it won't be the final thing, and I'm building it on the mannequin basically. So every joining, everything that I'm doing is just working and putting pieces and trying to get into that shape, and hopefully in the end I will be able to create a pattern, because now working like this, trying to see how the motifs will go, where should I put them, how to join them, how many stitches to join to have that perfect shape. This is kind of nice. I love working like a free form, you know, you never know where it's coming back, because at some point this round over here I want it to be on top, but then I just try to build it and realize that it will be better like this. So my idea is to make it like a top down, so somehow to recreate a raglan shape, but using these motifs. So I don't know how it will go, I don't know if it will work. It will for sure, because I'm meaning that it will be wearable in the end, because I'm building it on the shape of a mannequin, and in the end it should working and be able to wear it. But I don't know how it will end up in writing the pattern. But yeah, anyways, I'm so excited about this project and I love it so much, and I'm trying to work as much as possible. Maybe I will try to work the motifs for more of them and then try to see how to place them, because having one by one it will be difficult, but if I have more I can pin them on the mannequin and see the place where they should go. So yeah, I'm super excited about this project, and it's the first one that I'm making like this, like in a free form, not trying to create the pattern first. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, so I can't wait to see how it will look in the end, and if it will be something that I pictured, or something closer to what my friend wanted for her. So I hope it will be in the end it will be something beautiful. So this was most of the things that I did this week. Next, if I will manage to finish with the athleisure pants, because Alfred is getting me, I don't know, I need to get rid of them as sooner is better. So I want to publish this in the next couple of days. So I'm filming this on Tuesday, and maybe by the end of the week I will finish everything, even if it's not live yet, maybe to know that everything is free to go. I do need to film that talking video explaining how everything is going with the length of the shorts. Is not that difficult, that part. So the most important is the top part, which I already have a video, so I think my explanation will be enough to be able to make it. And after that I have another thing to work on, which is the Shining Pearl jumper fingering weight yarn update of the pattern, and to make the video tutorial, because this is also something I finished long time ago and I didn't manage to work that much on that project. Maybe just a bit. I started to work on the charts and things like that. And what I do want to show you, because Langyar sent me the blogger box, and this time is from Wool Addict, and they sent me the sock yarn, which is footprints, and it's such a beautiful variegated yarn. And the most important thing is that it's super soft. I don't know, every time I was touching sock yarn, it was so, it needs to be strong, but it wasn't soft at all. It was like having that feeling of itching. But this one is really soft. It has 42% merino wool, 45% cotton, and 13% polyamide, which is perfect not only for socks that can be worn, especially if they are knitting and thin. They can be worn even now in warmer season, but being that soft, I don't know, maybe I will do something else from it. I have these two skeins of yarn of 100 grams, and they are 400 meters. So in total 800 meters of yarn. They are not the same colors, but they're matching together pretty well. So yeah, I don't know, I will see what I will do. And another thing that I sent me for the, it's also wool latex, and it's this sunshine color. This is such a shiny yarn, and it's Chanet, I think, not Chanet, but still it's a tube. It's not twisting or wrapped like pleat yarn. And this has 50 grams and 95 meters, and it's 100% cotton. Let's see, and it's a medium weight yarn. Recommended needles are 4.5 millimeters to 5. So yeah, it's a really nice yarn. I have 3 balls of it, so not that much, because it only has 95 meters into a ball. So maybe something small to make, I don't know, but it's pretty nice. And I have all 3 are the same color, so I can use it to make something good. But this is really shiny, it's so beautiful. Yeah, so this was about today's journal. This will be the second week in which I'm not having a stitch tutorial, because I do want to make every week a stitch tutorial, but it's the second week, so I only have 2 stitch tutorials until now. Stitch tutorials or stitch patterns for summer, and I do have some more to show you. So yeah, I told you last time about that stitch pattern that I want to try, that I saw on a Russian channel. It's not working. So it was a different way of making cables, and it looks to me that that method can be it was also in front post stitches, as the most of the cables that you're doing in crochet. And I said by the method how it was made that it might work with another stitch pattern, like single crochet or half double crochet. So I tried that, because it would be amazing to be able to make a sweater but with cables that are not front post stitches, because most of the cables, if you're doing the cables in front post stitches, you need to do the rest in back post stitches, so the cables to pop and to be really visible. And yeah, it didn't work. I tried in single crochet, I tried in half double crochet. They are looking like cables, but something is not right. I will show you the sample, the sample, yeah, the swatch, maybe next week, because I don't have it here, and I don't want to stop the video and go for it, but I will show it to you next week, because I'm super curious what you'll think about it. Yeah, so this was it for this week. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me your suggestion about the dress that I'm making, or the blouse, or I don't know what it will be, but something to wear for summer. I'm trying to, if this is working and I can make it into a pattern, it will be part of the collection, of the summer collection. I do have some other 3 patterns that I was thinking. One, it will be a matching top for this. I don't know if it won't be too much to have too many stripes, but yeah, I'm thinking maybe to have a short version of this, because yeah, why not? And I will have like a summer jacket or something really holey and lacy. And yeah, and I have some accessories in mind also, so some bags, maybe some but we'll see. I'm getting shorter in time, because I was not planning, because I'm not a good planner, but I was thinking that it would be a good idea to get out this collection somewhere in April, so to let you enough time to make whatever you want from this collection for your summer vacation. But yeah, we'll see. there is uh, not that much time until there. Plus, this kind of dress, it is cotton, it's bamboo, but still, in some, I think it will be more appropriate for spring, because working in this overlaid, it's getting a bit of thickness. But yeah, I don't know, I like the pattern, and let me know if you like it too, or maybe it will be an idea to just not thinking about something else for this collection, maybe something more flowy, summery, and so on. Okay, so once again, thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to show you something new next week. I'm happy that I'm making this made up during the week. Okay, this will be nice for the weekly journal to show, to talk, and so on. It feels more natural for me because it's kind of the exact thing that I'm doing. I just did some stuff and then show them to you. I grab some information from you or some suggestion and then share back to you. So this is the way I like to do to make this tutorials, and it feels natural for me. I'm not planning anything, so it's fine. I hate planning, okay? But yeah, your suggestions are always helpful, because in this way we'll learn together many things. If you have a suggestion and I don't have the answer about that, then maybe, and it's interesting for me to learn, I will learn it, I will share it to you. So this is a win-win situation. So thank you so much again. Have a great weekend and see you next time. Bye.